All right, so we've all been hearing about AI automation for a while now, right? But what if AI could go way beyond just following a set of instructions? That's what we're diving into today, the rise of AI agents. We're talking about intelligent software that can actually think, adapt, and act all on its own. And trust me, this is a massive leap forward.
Okay, get this. 61%. That's not some far-off prediction. According to the source material for this explainer, that is the actual productivity boost businesses are reporting right now just from using AI for basic automation. That's a huge number, and it shows you just how powerful this stuff already is. But here's the kicker. That 61%, that's just from simple automation, telling a machine what to do, and it just repeats that task over and over. But what happens when that machine can start to decide what to do for itself? Well, that's the giant leap from just automation to true autonomy, and that, right there, is what we're getting into today.
So, let's get right into it. What exactly is an AI agent? We're going to move beyond that idea of simple automation and really break down what makes an agent so fundamentally different from, say, a regular computer program.
Okay, so here's the textbook definition. But let's make it simple. An AI agent is basically intelligent software that can work on its own. The key words you really want to hang on to are decisions, adapts, and learns. We're not talking about a puppet following a pre-written script here. This is about software that can actively size up a situation and problem solve in real time.
And this is where you really start to see the power. I mean, look at these core capabilities. They can automate super complex business processes. They can make customer engagement way better with personalized 24/7 support. They can optimize decision-making by crunching mountains of data. And all of that, of course, helps businesses grow by being able to adapt to whatever's thrown at them.
Now, here's a key thing to remember. Not all agents are built the same. There's a whole spectrum. To make sense of it all, it really helps to think of it like a ladder. An agent intelligence ladder, if you will. So let's start at the bottom and climb our way up, from simple reactions all the way to complex collaboration.
All right, first rung on the ladder, the simple reflex agent. The absolute best way to think about this is your home thermostat. It's got one job, right? If the room gets too cold, turn on the heat. If it gets too hot, turn it off. It's a basic, rule-based reaction to what's happening in this very moment. That's it.
And the key trait here is that these agents only care about what's happening right now. They have zero memory of the past, they can't learn from experience, their actions are purely based on the current situation. This makes them great for really predictable, stable environments where the rules don't change.
So, what's the next step up? How do we get smarter? Well, you give it a memory. This is the model-based reflex agent. And this is a huge step up, because it keeps an internal model of the world. It has context. It remembers what just happened, which is a total game changer.
Yeah, this idea of having a memory is what makes it so much more capable. It can use past data to make a better decision now. Think about a self-driving car. It absolutely needs to remember that another car was in its blind spot just a second ago. So it's way better at handling changing situations. But, and this is important, it's still fundamentally reacting to things. It's not really planning ahead.
Okay, now we're climbing higher and getting into the really smart stuff. Meet the goal-based agent. This type of agent isn't just reacting anymore, it's planning. You give it a goal, an objective, and it actively figures out the best sequence of actions to achieve it. This is where we move from being reactive to being proactive.
And that ability to reason is what's so crucial here. A goal-based agent can look at a bunch of different possible paths and say, okay, this is the most efficient way to get to my goal. Think of your GPS finding the fastest route through traffic or an AI figuring out the best way to manage a complex supply chain. It's designed for those tricky, multi-step problems.
Moving even higher up the ladder, we find the learning agent. And I love this analogy. Think of it like a new hire at a job. On day one, they're just following the rulebook, right? But as they work, they get feedback, they learn from their mistakes, they see what works, and they start getting better at their job, all on their own. That self-improving ability, that is the absolute game changer. These agents are not static. They are designed to get better over time. The more they work, the more data they see, the more efficient and effective they become. They're literally optimizing their own performance, which makes them insanely powerful in constantly changing environments. All right, we've made it to the very top of the intelligence ladder. And up here, we find agents that don't work alone. We're talking about multi-agent or hierarchical systems.
The best way to picture this is an entire team of experts. Each one has a specialty, and they all collaborate, communicate, and break down huge problems into smaller pieces to solve things that one agent, no matter how smart, could never handle on its own. This is how AI tackles the really, really big challenges. I mean, imagine trying to manage an entire city's power grid. You could have one agent just monitoring demand, another one controlling supply from different power plants, and a third manager agent coordinating the whole thing. The massive job gets broken down, the agents talk to each other, and they get it done. It's true collaboration, just happening at the speed of a machine.
Okay, so we've climbed the ladder, we've seen the theory, but what does all of this actually look like out in the wild? Let's talk about the real-world impact these agents are having right now, because it's pretty staggering.
This table nails the before and after story perfectly. Take retail. Instead of someone walking around with a clipboard doing manual stock checks, you have an AI forecasting demand to make shelves are perfectly stocked. Or healthcare. Instead of waiting on manual evaluations, you have AI-driven tools that can help analyze medical data for a faster, more precise diagnosis. And finance? Forget lengthy paperwork. AI can automate credit scoring for way faster loan approvals. In every case, it's a huge shift from slow and manual to fast and intelligent. And it just keeps going. In manufacturing, you've got agents doing predictive maintenance, figuring out a machine is going to break down before it actually happens, which saves a ton of money and time. Then you look at education, where they're creating personalized learning plans for each student, adapting to how fast or slow they learn, and even offering virtual tutoring support any time of day. And in logistics, they're optimizing delivery routes on the fly, reacting to traffic and weather in real time, while also predicting when a truck in the fleet is due for maintenance. Seriously, the impact is showing up everywhere. So after seeing all that, you have to ask, where's this all going? And I think the biggest takeaway, the most important shift in thinking, is that we need to stop seeing these agents as just tools and start seeing them as collaborators.
And this right here really boils it all down. A traditional tool, like a hammer, or even a standard piece of software, it just follows the fixed rules you give it. But an AI agent, it learns, it adapts, and it makes its own decisions to get the job done. That is a fundamental shift that changes absolutely everything about how we're going to work with technology in the future.
Which leaves us with one last and pretty exciting question to think about. For all of human history, our progress has been tied to the limits of our tools. But what happens when our tools start to think for themselves? As they begin to learn, adapt, and truly collaborate with us, what will we be able to achieve together?